Tenant insurance, what is it and why do you need it? And speaking from the standpoint of both a homeowner slash landlord and a tenant, quite simply, it is peace of mind for both parties involved. As a landlord, you're required to have homeowner insurance. So it's important to recognize that each policy is quite different. So the homeowner insurance covers the envelope of the property there, but does not necessarily cover the contents of the property should you be leasing or renting out the dwelling. So why is it important to both the homeowner and the tenant? Well, tenant insurance has a minimum of $1 million liability in Alberta. So what does that mean? Well, if something should happen to the property due to the tenant actions, whether they be willfully or negligent, their insurance provider, not yours as a homeowner, is responsible for up to for $1 million minimum worth of the damage exceeding and beyond. So, as I mentioned, it's important that we distinguish that there is a difference between the two, and that it's important to have. I do want to share a landlord tip that when my tenant is getting set to sign a lease with us, we ask them to provide proof of tenant insurance before they actually sign the lease. And that's basically just providing a copy of the policy. And we have that in hand. And when our tenants are renewing their lease, we also ask again for continued policy proof. And it just sort of simplifies things. So why is it important? Well, let's talk about from my landlord's perspective. So should a tenant cause damage to the property, whether that be willfully or negligent, their tenant insurance covers that. So simply the tenant would pay the deductible, and then that would trigger the liability policy to go into place for them to come in and remediate any damage that has been done to the property. And so that prevents your premiums from going up and any out-of-pocket expense to you. Why is it important to the tenant to have insurance? Well, for two reasons. If there is any damage to their contents, the tenant insurance will cover their contents and replacement of those of their contents. So, and the second biggest reason is that we ask that they also get relocation or displacement coverage. So what does that mean? Well, in the event that the home becomes inhabitable for whatever reason, that they are able to relocate to either a hotel, Airbnb, or whatever suitable coverage their insurance policy provides. So it's really important that they understand that that is just a peace of mind. It's really a insignificant cost to the tenant, but it's really important for both the landlord and the property. And lastly, I'm going to just discuss a couple of scenarios that we could talk about where this could happen. Possibly if the tenant is dumping grease down the drain and it causes a sewer backup, it's happened. We've also seen tubs overflow where the backflow valve isn't operating or removing the water, so the tub overflows and it causes flooding. We have also come across scenarios where a tenant may have left something in the oven, it catches fire, and it causes either smoke damage or it actually causes fire causing damage to the drywall, and to the interior of the home there. So those are a couple of situations. If you want more information, I highly recommend that you contact your insurance provider and they can further explain to you. But that is another landlord tip, and hope you appreciate